Hi, I'm going to share with you the daily habit that will make your husband look at you through eyes of love, like you're the most amazing, his favorite person in the whole wide world. And it's not that hard. Before I get there, though, I want to remind you of something that we forget. Marriage wasn't created in a vacuum. I'm not going to preach to you. This is not a religious sermon. But this is a truth that I discovered when I began helping people with their marriages. I was a divorce mediator until 2001. I used to help people get a divorce. I'd fill out all the paperwork. It was painful to see who's getting which kids when and all of that. I mean, who cares about the car and the money? That doesn't matter. But the kids, they really suffer. And that's over 50% of people who get married. You don't want to be among those. How do you take this statistic and make yourself not a part of it? Appreciate it. That's how. And that is the habit that you want to have. You want to appreciate your husband with all of your heart, mind, and soul and make it a habit. People don't think about it in these terms, but your mind belongs to you. It isn't, you're not your mind. This is where we at the Marriage Foundation separate completely from the world of psychology. We believe that you are the soul. You don't have a soul, but you have a mind and a body, and your mind is yours to control. You're not to be controlled by it. So if you have a mood and you choose, I'm not going to be pulled down by this mood. I'm going to lift myself up. You can do that. And one of the first things we teach, I've written 2 books. I've got courses. I have marriage help courses. I've got dating courses. I even have counselor training courses, premarital courses. You go to our website and you'll see it. And the basic premise that I teach is not only that you can control your mind, but I teach methods and techniques where you can control your mind. It becomes part of what you're doing. Now, speaking of techniques, I'm going to give you a little technique here. This is called the tabletop technique. It's for communication. Why am I focused on communication for this? Because much of what gets us into trouble in our marriage is our communication, where we react. We're overreactive, and sometimes it's not so easy to control that, although I do teach you how in the courses. But what you can do is rather than go into, I'm not going to react, which is not a technique, we go into selective reacting. So the tabletop technique for communication works like this. And you probably have not noticed it, but you will, when I share this with you, you'll realize that I invented this technique. When people speak to you, they never just speak one thing. So think about the topics, the subjects, as being dishes being put on a buffet table. One is this, one is that, one is the other. Some are incendiary. I mean, they just get you mad. Others, which may have just slipped in there accidentally even, are like neutral. What you do is instead of being reactive to the one that's getting you mad or distracting you and wanting you to go down this whole path, pick one where you could turn it into a very positive conversation. And I promise you this, your husband or your wife isn't going to know it. They're not going to notice. And so what you're doing is you're appreciating, this is the habit to have of appreciating your husband. And one of the ways that you manifest that is in your conversation. Now, he may say something that is not nice at all. And that smile that you have on your face from appreciating him is going to turn upside down into a frown. Don't go there. It's your mind. If you have to just think, okay, he's having a tough time, I agreed to marry him, love him, cherish him, regardless of his behavior. This is going down the path of unconditional love, which is what I teach is like the very purpose of marriage, to learn how to love unconditionally. And so do that. Use this tabletop technique. Select the topic, the dish on the table that you can turn into a very positive conversation and run with it. And watch how things change. So that's a technique that is, call it a freebie. I like giving freebies. And so that's a freebie. Now, how does this appreciation work? How do you get in the habit of that? Well, you just take a look at him. Isn't he handsome? You think about his voice. Isn't it like music to your ears? You think about his touch. Isn't it wonderful? And I'm not talking about the times when he's not himself. I'm talking about the essence of who he is, because he's your soulmate. I like to think of you as your soulmate as the one that God chose for you. Now, sometimes God is not like, God is a parent. Let's think about it that way. God is a parent. And so a parent doesn't always make life easy for their kids. In fact, a lot of the time, a parent is giving challenges to the children so that they grow up, they learn to behave. And I think that's part of how God created the whole marriage thing. Yes, he wants us to be amazingly happy. And we can be, and we should be. I believe, and I know in my marriage and all the people we've helped with our courses, that that's what marriage is all about, to be happy, to have that fulfilling happiness caused by love. It's there. But that doesn't mean there aren't challenges. But we usually take those challenges the wrong way. We take them as a tax. We say, what the heck is wrong with him? Don't go there. Say, okay, God, what am I to learn from this particular challenge? That's where you go. And watch how things start to shift in your marriage when you do that. It'll be amazing. I'm Paul Friedman, by the way. I founded the Marriage Foundation. Used to be a divorce mediator until 2001. This is much better. I'm getting such good karma. And I want you to have the most amazing marriage that God has created. Of all of them, I want you to say, God, I appreciate the marriage that you have given me. Say it out loud. God, I appreciate the man you have given me, the marriage you have given me, and I'm never going to be dissatisfied. I'm always going to be blown away with the happiness that you have given me. And if I'm not happy, it's on me because I'm missing it. And I'm not going to allow that to stand. I'm not going to miss it. God, I love you for what you've done. You're amazing. And I want to tell you, I love you. And I want you to have the most amazing marriage that's ever been. And I want to help you if I can. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, share the video. God bless you and take care. Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. Been saving marriages since 2001. Now, what can we say about not giving up and not settling? These are two big deals that for your marriage, these are vital concepts. And they boil down to two things that we offer you. One are the books that we have. I have Lessons for a Happy Marriage, which is the first book that I wrote, and Breaking the Cycle. They're both great. Flip a coin as to which one you want. That's for not settling. Those books lay out for you exactly what marriage is all about. The guidelines, the intricacies, delves into communication, all the things about marriage that you need to know. And if your marriage is doing fine, but you just have this little problem here, this little problem there, but it's basically doing fine, don't settle. I promise you this, when you read one of these books, you're going to learn more about marriage than you even knew you didn't know, and it's going to change everything for the better. You will be so grateful that you took my advice and got one of those books. Now, the Don't Give Up, when I began, I was structuring, compiling all the marriage help that people need in order to save their marriage. I was a divorce mediator until 2001, and so I was fortunate that I was accessing a support group for those who were going to get a divorce called Second Saturday in San Diego, California. And so I was able to pull out of those sessions individuals, after I told them that I could help them save their marriage, who were beyond on the verge of getting a divorce. I'm going to say 95 to 98% of the people for whom I got a divorce shouldn't have, didn't need to, had they known what I now know. I took all of that knowledge and I put it into comprehensive courses, one for men and one for women. These courses, your course based on your gender, will bring you from the depth of the swamp that you find yourself in, out of that, into the light, and help you achieve a marriage you never even dreamed possible. That's a promise. Now, what if you're not even married? What if you're going to get married and you're just looking around for marriage advice? In that case, and I actually created this for some friends, we have a premarital course, which is amazing. You'll never have a problem in your marriage. Well, like nobody ever has a problem, but you won't have any killer problems. You'll know how to be married to get the most out of your marriage. What if you're only dating? Then I have a course for you too. This one I actually created for my son, and it is a step-by-step process for you to attract your soulmate, and in the right way. I'm so glad that you found us. Please take advantage of that which we have to offer. We are here to serve you. I'm Paul Friedman. God bless you, and take care.